As I know, the Indian people don't practice sport. They don't like sports. If you go to Madagascar and you take your bike, for example, and you just keep it outside after 3 minutes, it is disappear.
They will just look at you like,
This
is weird.
Indians like to date only white people.
Again, the same stereotype.
Okay.
I would agree mostly, a little bit.
So both.
Yes, in between. Yes.
They like that, but there is also Indians in the dark skin. So for me, for example, if we meet some of Malagasy in India, they are talking like, oh, you are like an Indian people, because for them and for us, our skin is little bit near the Indian in south of India. So for them, if they see us outside or together, they are talking that the Indian people can't talk with us because we are near the south of Indian people. But in Rajkot, yes, that's true, because they have white skin here.
I disagree the fact since not everyone in India has the fair complexion or the dark complexion. First, of course, that no one can, even if they want, they can not only date white girls or white boys. That's not possible. But when you come close to people into the arranged marriage that is quite common in India, even though they are trying to break apart this type of traditions, the preference is to date white people, not only the white girls, only they prefer the white boys. This is what they say. When you come close to Indian girls and Indian boys, and you always as a foreigner, you have this type of doubts. So this is one of their preference and one of the requests they have to their parents. Please find a fair complexion guy, or a guy with a fair complexion, or a girl with a fair complexion. So if they only date or not, always, I don't know, but I know it's part of their preference.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a difficult question for sure. But for example, in my class, students had to do description, like physical description of people, like they are tall, they are small, and etc. And in French, we don't have the word fair, like fair skin. We have white only, and we don't have. I've noticed. Well, it's in English, so it's not Hindi. I don't know in Hindi. But in English, all my students were asking me all these different shades of skin, you know, but just to describe people. But we don't have so many words in French. In French, we have white, black, métis, and that's about it. We don't have like fair, little bit tan, very tan. So yeah, that was difficult for me, and when I told them we don't have the word fair in French, we just say white. And they say, yeah, but different kind of white. I said, no, we just say white. So, yeah, I have the feeling that it's just my feeling, but they are very particular about the skin tone, and they see lots of difference when maybe French people, we don't see that much. Like when we see a white person, we'll say he's white, and that's it. India and Indians are Pacific because they all practice yoga.
Weird questions, weird stereotypes.
The part I disagree with, they don't all practice yoga. Many of them, they don't do it. So yeah, I disagree with that. But I would say that Pacific, it's true. Like they are very usually it depends on people, but they are usually very peaceful. And I have the feeling that they are very open-minded with foreigners. Like if we do a mistake, because you know we have cultural difference. So if we behave in a way that they are shocked, they will not scream or yell or accuse us. They will just look at you like, this is weird. But yeah, they are very pacific in this way. Like they are very patient. They are very understanding. So yeah, for that I would say I agree.
I disagree. This is a misconception that you have as a foreigner that everyone here practice yoga. Like a yoga, India is the yoga place, the yoga center. Yes, there are many yoga centers, but not all Indians practice yoga. And many of them, yes, we know yoga, but they just know the stretching part that everyone knows. But they don't know exactly. In terms of Pacific, I'm between, because I don't know this Pacific is a wild or wide word. Like India is not Pacific in terms of, for example, if you talk about a Pacific area where to live. Like I'm not talking about violence or something. I'm talking, for example, the traffic in India. It's not Pacific at all.
No.
No, it is not. There is no way you will like a something Pacific outside your house. There is no way. But if we talk in terms of people, like they are very Pacific, and as you say, they accept your mistakes without judging you or pointing you. So in that case, yes, they are very Pacific. Indians, they are Pacific. At least with foreigners, we feel we feel that they are not violent with us.
In France, I think we are much more nervous, and if we see someone behaving in a way we don't appreciate, even if he's a foreigner, I think we would tell him, like, why are you doing that? Stop it. We would not hit him or anything, but we would feel like offended, I think, in a way. So I'm very surprised that Indians are so peaceful and patient, because they are very different from French, but that's what I think.
Okay, for me, they all practice yoga. They all practice yoga? No. No. As I know, the Indian people don't practice sport. They don't like sports. So maybe only yoga.
She's a very sportive girl.
No. Because they don't like to practice sports. I have seen that. And then they are Pacific. Yes, I think they are Pacific because, for example, about security in India, it is very, very good. If you go to Madagascar and you take your bike, for example, and you just keep it outside after 3 minutes, it is disappear.
It changed the owner.
Yeah. So, and in Madagascar also, the people are very, very rude, yes. And then they are more than Pacific. So I think that's true. Indian people, they are very Pacific, and then they are so patient that Marina said. But if they are talking with you also, it depends of the people and then the subject also.
The subject.
Yes, yes, because at school, for example, if you meet another teacher, if the subject is a little bit between okay and not okay, you can got from the another teachers some of the word. It is not so Pacific. So it depends on the people and the place and the subject.
Yeah, so now you will tell your last word just to conclude all this interview. Your last word. So we start with Farah.
Okay, so to be foreigner in India, it is not difficult for me. Because if we talk about food, that's true that they like masala and all. The food is very spicy and all. But even if we say no spicy, they are just add more masala in the food. But it is good. It's good to see another food, another culture, another thing that you can see every day, every time. And then if you are foreigner in India also, you have to be prepared, because here if you are foreigner, they like to tell you, and then don't be afraid about racism and all, because I think that there is, but it is not so much. I got the experience, that's why I'm telling that. And then if you want to practice yoga and like selfie, you can come here.
Well, I think it's very interesting to live in India because, as you said, traffic is an experience by itself. So you should experience traffic first. And also, what I really like is the religion. For Indians, this is so interesting. Like, they have so many gods, they have so many temples, there are so many sects, sectarism and all. And I think it's very, very interesting, and I really like it. And I feel like Indians, they are very interested to share their knowledge with foreigners. So when you go somewhere and you ask something, people are so happy to tell you everything they know. And yeah, it's a very fascinating country.
I may say that here you have a lot of experience at the same time. Sometimes even on the same day, you experience a lot of things from good to bad, from bad to good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very interesting country to live in, to discover also, because there are so many things to offer to people, the fact of the religious part, the culture, their food, their mindset also. So it's a very interesting place to discover. Like, people, whenever they come to India, they go with a different point of view even about life. Like, sometimes that maybe things that in your country you don't appreciate, or you don't find maybe this type of values in your country, in India you come to appreciate this type of things a lot. So this I don't know, India has this type of, we call it the Indian call. Indian call. Like I used to say, you will come for 1 year and you end up in more than a year here in India. I don't know how it can happen, but yeah, it's a very interesting place to stay. So I invite you, all of you, to come.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.